Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the updated video of the Airstream, or should I say Air Studios learning curve. And I use that term loosely because that's precisely what this has become, a learning curve. Although I think Airstreams are a beautiful thing, a retro thing, they are absolutely shockingly substandard in terms of my viewpoint of what should go into the build. Especially considering that if they had just used marine ply, it would have at least extended the subfloor's life. Now, agreed, a marine plywood does not last forever, but this is just look at what they use, and they still use it to this day. This is chunks of wood glued together. It's so cheap. It works like a sponge. So when water hits it, it just swells up and absorbs all of that water, which I saw an online two beards and a babe. They had a thing on there which I thought was awesome. He actually put a square of plywood, not even this, better quality than what they're actually using, from what I'm understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong. But he immersed it in water, and it swelled like 60% in 3 days of its weight. So what you have is an Airstream which has rivets on that attach the whole thing together, and basically tape, or a sealer, okay, a little rubber membrane that prevents the water from getting past the rivet, and it never does. I guarantee you, 99% of the Airstreams that are over, let's just say, just hypothetically, a year or two old, start developing rivet leaking or joint leaking potentiality, okay? Given. So let's talk about when the drip happens. And I'm talking about a drip. Now, you guys know when you see a faucet and the dripping of a faucet can fill a bucket in a matter of hours. Well, that's what's going inside your Airstream. And the dripping is going into this inner skin, right? If you look in, let me show you what that looks like from a layman's standpoint. So you have a drip that comes in to the inside of the skin. It's absorbed by this fiberglass, okay, which soaks it up like a sponge. And then once it gets full like a sponge, which it does, then the water comes down and collects on the bottom here where the C channel is, right, and gets through the gap. And guess what? It gets absorbed like a sponge by the wood. Now, you don't know any different. You don't know any of this is going on, because your subfloor is underneath your conventional, flooring. But I put this trailer into direct sunlight, California sunlight, for most of this summer, and dried it out. And let me tell you, the wood that I thought was okay at the beginning of my video, you see how I marked it off? I thought, this is a mold part, because it was mold that was underneath and I treated it. I thought, okay, this floor is fine all the way through here. This is all good. No, it's not all good, okay? Because the more it dried out, the more it became brittle, and the more it became like this. Look. See this? This is just, look. And that is what you're dealing with Airstream. So I became so infuriated by this concept and by the lackadaisical substandard workmanship and attention to detail. Attention to detail, it's a basic premise of building. The foundation needs to be solid, and it's not. So what I have done is I've decided to bite the bullet and not put any wood in this Airstream. More on this later. Stay tuned.